Short sales for buyers and for sellers can absolutely suck. It can be extremely frustrating. In this video, I'm going to go over a personal experience of mine as I'm going through our first short sale as a real estate agent, as I'm representing the seller on this occasion. And let's just jump right into it about why this is so frustrating for both buyers and sellers. First thing is, this house is pretty beat up. My seller, my client, had a family member go in and they were living there, and they decided to remodel it, started stripping out the walls, everything. The kitchen, basically it needs the kitchen, bathrooms, it needs everything redone. They couldn't finish once they started the demo, absolutely just couldn't finish it. So the house was sitting there. The owner could not afford two homes as the family member actually moved out. So she was stuck with two mortgages, she couldn't do it, so she was just gonna let it go to foreclosure. And I saw it come up on an expired listing. I called her about it because she had someone else try to sell it for her, and it expired. So I called her, asked, hey, do you want to try to sell this thing before it goes to foreclosure? Because I see you're going that route. And so yeah, sure, let's do a short sale. The reason we decided to do a short sale, initially I just tried to sell it for just enough to pay off the mortgage she had. So what a short sale is, for those of you that don't understand what a short sale is, I didn't honestly once I first started this. Basically, your mortgage, you owe more on your mortgage than what the house is worth on the market. So you're upside down on your mortgage, like you would be on a vehicle, for instance, if you tried to sell it and you owed more on your vehicle loan. So she owed, X amount. So I said, okay, it's fairly low amount, but let's try to sell it for enough to cover the cost of the loan and also the closing costs. So we couldn't get any offers that high because the house was in such bad repair and needed repair. So basically ended up being a short sale. We were getting offers about $10,000 less than what she owed on it. So now, this is where it comes into the frustrating part is, all right, we're like, okay, so let's go a short sale route. It'll be still bad on your credit, but not as bad as a foreclosure. And the bonus for a buyer is the fact that they get a home a lot cheaper than they would, you know what I mean? Like, they get a great price on a home that if they can see that the repair value is going to be high once they get in there, if they have the money to put into it and repair it, the repair value is going to be good, so they can probably come in and flip it or fix it up and rent it for an investment property down the road. So it gets frustrating when you say, okay, let's do a short sale, so then everything gets put on the seller's lender, whoever has that mortgage on it. It's up to them to accept it. And what I found, at least with this particular lender, was the fact that it was they didn't do things really quickly. This lender was extremely slow. They did everything slow. So we put it on the market in September. We had offers a few weeks in. I think I got like 4 or 5 offers, but everything, like I said, was well below asking price. So, and still below what she owed on the mortgage. So we submitted the best of those offers. It was all cash offers. Submitted the best offer to her lender, and waited and waited and waited. I was on the phone with them, I don't know how many times every week, just following up. Hey, is there anything we can do? Is there anything we can do? Plus, they wouldn't talk to me personally, so I had to get permission from my client, have them write up permission or whatever, so the lender would even talk to me. So as a buyer, you're like ready to go. Your cash buyers can usually close in less than 3 weeks, usually, sometimes a week, sometimes a few days. These cash buyers were ready to go. Lender was just taking their sweet old time, going through their process, and they weren't a domestic lender. So I don't know, things were just took extra time for everything. Even an email I sent took them 48 hours for them to process and receive into their system. So it takes an extreme amount of time. So we ended up getting this thing closed, getting it close to it. Well, we got it accepted in December finally. We finally got the okay. Hey, this is going to be great. No, I'm sorry, it was February until we got it actually accepted. We got the paperwork from the lender. So, but meanwhile, they kept asking for all these updates from, okay, so as an agent, if you've never gone through this before, you're going to have to be submitting all kinds of paperwork to them. Just keep submitting paperwork. They're gonna need more and more paperwork. They want an appraisal done. My seller can't pay for an appraisal, you know what I mean? So it was on the buyer. The buyer actually, okay, yeah, let me just do he'll pay for the appraisal. I almost knocked my camera over. Pay for the appraisal and then get reimbursed in closing from the lender. It was just a mess of paperwork going back and forth. Hey, we need this. This was old now. Can you resubmit a new one? So then finally in February, we got all the paperwork done. We're ready to go, ready to close. And we get to a few days before closing, and then the title company calls and I found out that the buyer was waiting so long on this that he used his money that he had for this house. He in turn went and bought another house. Didn't even tell his agent that he went and bought another house because he needed his guys. He was doing a flip, so he needed his crew to be working. So we got so close. We were the day before closing and found out this buyer couldn't close because he didn't have the money now. Back to square one. So we had to remarket everything. Actually got a buyer within a few days of putting it back on the market. And now all the other paperwork from the title company, they have to go back and do the liens, get the lien paperwork because it ended, it expired. So we're still waiting on lien letters for the second buyer. So it is now from September, and today's March 16th, almost St. Patrick's Day. So that's how long it's been. So what I found out is if you get involved in a short sale, expect a good 6 months probably for closing. Would probably be a safe-ish bet. Could close sooner than that. I think a lot of it's going to depend on your lender and how fast the lender really wants to move on this thing. But to me, I don't understand. Maybe you guys can explain this to me. Leave a comment. Why, as a lender, would you be willing to let it go to foreclosure when you know you're going to get a really low amount for your home, when you could just do the short sale and get a lot more cash at that point in time? Like, I don't understand why they take they make it so difficult for the short sale. I understand they have to do their underwriting and whatnot, but I guess I don't understand why it takes them that long, because the short sale seems like the smarter, more beneficial act for everyone. Like I said, the seller, it's not a foreclosure, so it's still bad on your credit, but not as bad as a foreclosure. For the buyer, you get a great deal. And for the lender, you're going to get more of your money back in the short sale than you are for a foreclosure, I'm assuming. Am I wrong on that one? I don't know. This is my experience so far. So far, guys, short sales can suck, but they can be very beneficial if you're patient. So just the bottom line is expect to be 6 months in for closing on this thing, even if you're a cash buyer. If you had better luck than that, let me know. But this is my first experience with a short sales as a real estate agent. All right, guys, so that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you're looking to make any moves to Pittsburgh or the Western PA region, give us a call, text, email, and let's get on a phone call. Until next time, guys, I'll see you next week in a video. Keep it real estate.